The worst people often look like they're winning. But life doesn't settle debts in public. It collects in silence. Stoics don't chase revenge, they observe. Because while you're healing in peace, karma is already at work, and it never misses. You might think they got away with it. The lies, the betrayal, the manipulation. They walked away like nothing happened. But something did. And now life is speaking to them in the only language karma knows. Whispers no one else hears, but they feel every single day. In this video, you'll learn 5 silent signs that someone is already facing the consequences of how they treated you. Not in front of a crowd, not in court, but in their own life, in their own mind, and in the quiet moments no one else sees. This isn't about revenge. It's about truth. And truth has a voice louder than any scream. It's called silence. Nothing is heavier than pretending to be okay when you're not. But karma doesn't care about appearances. It works through what people feel when no one's watching. 1. The first sign. They act like they've never been better. The person who ghosted you, the one who broke your trust, tore you down, and made it seem like you were the problem. Now suddenly they're glowing, posting pictures every day, laughing in places you two never went, smiling with people who weren't even around when they had you. And if you're not careful, you might actually believe it. You might scroll through their highlight reel and think, wow, maybe they're really happy without me. But here's the truth. No filter can hide emptiness. Real happiness doesn't need to be proven. Fake happiness does. You've seen it before. They disappear for a few days after the fallout. Then suddenly, boom. Photos, stories, inspirational quotes. Gym selfies, a fake glow-up campaign. 1 minute they were destroying something real. The next they're hashtagging healing with someone new, like guilt never touched them. But look closer. The smile too wide. The eyes distant. The energy desperate. Because happiness isn't loud, insecurity is. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. That's why a Stoic doesn't argue, doesn't clap back, doesn't stalk their stories for closure. They observe. Because true peace doesn't perform, it just is. And the louder someone tries to prove they've moved on, the more likely it is they haven't. Karma doesn't need to announce itself. It shows up quietly every night. When they go to bed and realize the person they became is the reason they lost someone who never wanted to see them hurt. No number of posts, no pretend joy, no rebound relationship can drown out the sound of a conscience that whispers, I messed up something real. Let them smile for the camera, because you know the truth. The most exhausting lie is faking peace. Karma doesn't always strike like lightning. Sometimes it starts with erosion, the slow removal of things they thought would never leave. 2. The second sign. Life starts taking things back. People think karma shows up in dramatic ways. A car crash, a heartbreak, a betrayal. But karma is more precise than that. It doesn't scream. It doesn't throw tantrums. It subtracts. At first it's so quiet, they don't even notice. A friend stops responding. A coworker stops trusting them. An opportunity slips through their fingers. But they shrug it off. It's just life, bad luck, coincidence. Until the pattern continues. And continues. And continues. Eventually, they find themselves standing in the ruins of everything they once mocked, minimized, or ignored. Maybe they used to say you were too emotional, that you cared too much, that you overreacted. But really, you were the only one reacting with heart. You stayed up late talking them through their breakdowns. You forgave them when they forgot your worth. You believed in them when they didn't believe in themselves. And how did they repay you? They rolled their eyes. They joked that you were clingy, needy, too soft for this world. They treated your presence like it was guaranteed, not like it was a gift. So eventually, you stopped offering. You stopped fighting for someone who never showed up for you. And quietly, you walked away. At first, they felt free, untouched, unbothered. But then the silence started to echo. The messages slowed down. The circle got smaller. The people they trusted turned out to be just like them. Selfish, dismissive, transactional. Suddenly, all the options they thought they had. Gone. The support they used to receive without asking. Missing. And the comfort of being truly understood by someone who actually cared. Irreplaceable. Because no one can replicate the space you held for them. Especially not someone new, who only knows the version of them still pretending to be healed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing. Gee, what a good person should be one.